New coffee cup?
Yeah, but it's just a little too new.
Okay.
That's better.
Hey, what's up guys? 3 reasons why you need to throw the Lucid X Maverick. Reason number 1 is the flight. The Maverick is a slightly understable fairway. It works good for straight shots, turnovers, and hyzer flips. Reason 2, the feel. The Maverick is a 7-speed and it's got a smaller rim and it's a really comfortable feel. It's good for people who want to throw fan grip, power grip. It's pretty flat in the Lucid X plastic. Reason 3 is the plastic. The Lucid X, it's a little stiffer than the normal Lucid and it adds a little bit of stability. So if you need a good controllable fairway in the woods, check out the Lucid X Maverick.
Man, that Maverick is amazing. How did you do that?
Well, step 1 is to not think of the trees as bad things. They're happy little trees guiding your disc down the fairway. And if you hit one, it's not that you made a mistake, it's just a happy little accident. Everything okay?
Yeah, you just look like someone else for a minute.
Yeah, that Maverick just paints a nice line down the fairway.
Okay, wait.
Hey everybody, welcome to Dynamic Discs Updates with Jeremy Rusco. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. And I know we're not supposed to read comments, but to the one guy who wants me to drop the name Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, sorry, not happening. Been around too long. So anyway, we're here. It's after Christmas, after the Christmas holidays. Did you have a good Christmas, Jeremy?
Yes, amazing Christmas, good time off, good time back home with my wife's family out in western Kansas.
Awesome.
You know, they have one 4-way stop in that town, and
So pretty big town, huh?
It's a little different pace of life out there. And I tell you what, if you've never been in small town America, in some regards you're not missing much. In other regards, you're missing everything.
You're missing some stop signs apparently.
Yes.
So I
gave you everything,
Yeah.
everything I wanted.
Everything you wanted. Awesome. Well, I had a really good Christmas as well. I got to spend some time with family. One of the cool Christmas gifts I got was from my one of my daughters and my grandson, and this says "Best Papa Ever," if you can read that. But they took one of those I don't know what they're called, the thermal
Yeah, those.
anyway cups, and they put epoxy on it, and then they put sprinkles in there, and then they put more epoxy on it, and there's a cup right there. That's awesome. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So I got that stuff, and then Doug gave everybody some Christmas cheer. Wah wah. Thank you, Doug, for your Christmas cheer.
Please enjoy some holiday cheer.
Yeah, so but at least I'll get to do a little laundry from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so hopefully you guys out there had a good Christmas. This is Dynamic Discs Update. This is kind of an end of the year. We usually do this on the 3rd Monday of the month, but we change it up because of all the holiday stuff. And also this is kind of a year wrap up. So Jeremy's going to talk about some year-end type stuff. But we definitely, the biggest part of the show is your questions. So if you have any questions for Jeremy, make sure you put them in the chat for YouTube, and I will see if I can grab those and we can get those answered by Jeremy Rusco.
Yeah, it gets boring if you don't ask questions. So ask away. And Poor Boy Disc Golf, I want to see a funny commercial with Jeremy. Well, there's not much of that.
If you look back in the archives of YouTube, you'll see that we did the famous you can't triple stamp a double stamp, I think is what it's called. Anyway, Jeremy has a little cameo in there, and yeah, so he has a little
16 takes later.
I know, yeah, his acting chops were on point, not really.
Yeah.
But here's a big question. If you're a football fan, someone wants to ask, are you excited to see the Chiefs beat the Patriots?
You darn right. After seeing last year's loss at home at the very end, it was really cool to see the Dolphins pull it out and Chiefs get the first round bye. I think Chiefs just might do it this year. They just might go. Even going to the Super Bowl would just be an outstanding accomplishment, and I think the Chiefs, they're looking sharp.
Mahomes is going to take us home. Well, that's bad.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to our agenda real quick. And, like I said, get those questions in. I'll see if I can grab those and put them on our document here so we can ask Jeremy. What do you want to talk about first, Jeremy?
Well, just kind of an update, not an update, but a recap on this 2019 year. I can't believe how fast it went. Been another incredible year, so thank you guys so much for giving us the opportunity to do what we do every day here in the disc golf world. And, when you look back on a year, it's crazy sometimes just how much happens, how much new stuff comes out, and even stuff that feels like it was a couple years ago. It just came out this year. One of the things, the Cadet backpack. We introduced our first entry level affordable disc golf backpack in conjunction with the Trooper, but more geared for the first-time disc golfer that wanted to get into a backpack at a cheap price. And the Cadet backpack, we nailed it with that product, and that one came out early in the year. And some of the things that made this year a challenge with our bags and baskets and some of the other products were some of the tariffs, the increase in the tariffs, and we went like on the bags alone. I think it was like a 17 or 19% tariff at the start of the year, and now we're at like 49.6%. So if you can imagine just what that does to say a product that we're paying $10 for, now we're essentially paying 50% on top of that, making it $15 instead of what would have been $12. It's hard to keep the prices where they're at, but we were fortunate to not have to increase any of our bag prices to the best of my knowledge, and hopefully we can continue that trend for 2020. Thought we had some great releases with the Raider, the Guard, and the Vandal. 3 great discs. The Raider, is just for players that can throw a long way, high speed throws. The Raider is, I tell you what, I think it's our distance driver to withstand the test of time. I think it's going to be around for a very, very, very long time. The Vandal, I think, is one of our more underrated drivers that we have. I think that's going to catch even more momentum as we move on into 2020. And then the Guard, our first deep dish putter, kind of like a beadless dagger. A lot of people like to think of it as. That was a great release for us as well. The Transit Cart came and went. If you didn't get yours in 2019, be looking for it in 2020. We are expected a restock on those in March, and with a couple minor improvements based on some of the feedback we got from you guys. So thank you so much for that feedback. Custom Rush program. It's kind of fun to look back at that. If you forgot your tournament order, you forgot that special item you needed for somebody, we can turn an order around to a tournament director, a club, a business, whatever it might be, the same day or the next day, and that's something that we introduced late this year. Super cool to see that actually become a reality. The disc golf experience at Mile High Stadium.
That was awesome.
Discs at Mile High Stadium was pretty dang cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And that was our 6th stadium event. AT&T, 3 years, Nashville, Tennessee, Kansas City Chiefs, Arrowhead Stadium, and Denver. And Doug is working on finalizing the details for our 2020 disc golf experience. Hopefully we got some news with that sometime soon. And the Glass Blown Open, man, registration just opened for 2020's event, but it's pretty incredible to see the fanfare around the Glass Blown Open. Hosting the largest disc golf event in the world comes with a lot of excitement, a lot of planning. And if you have not made your plans to come see us in Emporia this 2020 season, make sure you do so. For our wholesale customers, we launched a new B2B website where essentially you go online and place your order, which has been a tremendous help to a lot of our customers, where they can actually see the live inventory, can download the product photos right there, see what they're ordering. That's been a huge improvement for us. I think on the retail store side of things, the live shopping with Dynamic Discs has been really cool. If you haven't checked out shopping live at Dynamic Discs, you absolutely need to do that. follow the Dynamic Discs Emporia page.
Absolutely, yep, on Facebook.
Every Thursday, we go live, and it's an opportunity to walk throughout the store with our staff. It's pretty cool.
We got Jackie, Scarlett,
Paige,
Paige
Shu.
Shu. They're doing an incredible job out there with the live shopping.
Yep. And then, just kind of the last thing, if you're looking for some cool stuff, we've been cleaning out the closets here at Dynamic Discs, and some of that cool stuff has been going up on the Dynamic Discs Facebook auction page. Derek and McCabe have been cycling some of that fun stuff out of here. So if you haven't checked out the Facebook auction page, I encourage you to do so, and there's going to be some more unique items coming up. So,
Absolutely.
I don't know, part of the recap from the year, I'm forgetting a whole bunch of stuff, but it was an incredible 2019, lots of stuff happening, and we're just still thankful to be here for 2020.
Absolutely. It was an amazing year for 2019. We have a lot of products we're going to talk about coming up on 2020. We want to talk about these discs that are on the table. I know some of you are asking about that in the chat, but before we do that, let's take a look at a custom Rush ad that Danny put together. I thought was pretty cool.
Dynamic Discs Custom Rush program can have your custom discs on their way in 24 hours. Visit dynamicdiscs.com/rush.
If we were giving out Emmys for disc golf ads, Doug would win in that one. Incredible acting there, Doug. If you're watching, we need to put you in more commercials. No, that was good. Good stuff there with our Custom Rush program ad. But as you can see, if you, Jeremy said earlier, if you're a TD that you're running, you forgot to order the discs or some discs for your event, we can sure help you out. Check that out at dynamicdiscs.com. Now, for the discs that are on the table, these are some of the new discs that are coming out, and we have the Bounty, a mid-range, and the Sergeant, which is a fairway driver. We've already had these in the hands of some of our touring pros out there. In fact, I filmed Clemens throwing these, and Danny filmed Eric Oakley throwing these. And so you're going to get some feedback from our pros on these. But what are your initial thoughts on these?
I tell you what, the Bounty is super straight to understable. So I want to say understable, but it's really straight for the power thrower. It's going to have some high-speed understability to it. Just great disc from start to finish. And this is going to be our Trilogy Challenge disc for 2020. So the way to get these is going to be with the Trilogy Challenge. And the Sergeant is, in so many ways, one of the best discs we've come out with. Just a great driver if you're looking for, we'll say, the big brother to the Getaway. If you haven't thrown the Getaway, you're probably taking an extra couple throws on your score every round. But the Sergeant is, I think it may be a good way to put it, would be the big brother to the Getaway. And it is going to be I believe, our April release for 2020. Some great feedback on this. A great driver that has a lot of control, stability, and dependability. I think, you got Eric Oakley maybe showing this?
Yeah, we like I said earlier, we filmed Eric Oakley and Chris Clemens, but Danny has been working on the Eric Oakley throws of the Bounty and Sergeant. He has a little teaser here he wants to show you.
Well, that's good. To me, it feels like a Fuse and an EMAC had a baby. A Fuse, or maybe Fuse and a Pre-Mac, actually. So it feels better. So this is a Sergeant. From what I understand, it's like a slightly faster getaway, but it's like not a distance driver, not a fairway driver. It's a hybrid driver, that's what I call it. Really forced that one over, but look at that thing go. Later. See ya.
All right, so that's a quick glimpse of Eric Oakley's thoughts on the Bounty and the Sergeant. Make sure, I would assume since you're watching this, you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. But if not, get subscribed right now. That way you'll be notified whenever we put out the full video of Eric Oakley and the full video of Chris Clemens and their thoughts about the Bounty and the Sergeant. We're going to go to some questions, if that's good with you, Jeremy. We've quite a few.
Yeah.
First, we're going to thank Chaser90EK for his $2 Snapchat. Super Chat, because he says in 2019, Rusco learned that he gets Super Chats.
Yeah.
And he's excited about those Super Chats.
I'm learning all about this new stuff. Thank you.
So that was another big thing about 2019. Rusco got to learn about a Super Chat from. So, yeah, thank you so much, Chaser90EK. We really appreciate that. That gets us some more tacos. And maybe it'll get us some more based on, let's see, someone asked this question, and I have to agree with them. They said they're disappointed that the last Rusco update of 2019 doesn't have alcohol involved.
Oh, man,
Come on, we needed some Jenny margaritas up in here.
I think
get an early start on tomorrow.
I think we are working hard to start 2020's season episode announcement product update with maybe margaritas.
Maybe margaritas.
Yeah, we got some mixed feedback on, how often we should be drinking on the show.
What, from the people that didn't get to drink on the show?
Pretty much. So we're sparing our drinking.
Our drinking. All right, so let's go to some other questions. Actually, Scarlett wants to know if we're going to have a DD Super Bowl party.
Well, a lot might depend on the Chiefs.
This is very true. Very true.
We'll just keep it at that.
Someone wants to know, are we going to see more Lucid deputies?
Lucid deputies? I don't know the answer on that one, but if it would be very limited, and I think that it probably won't be coming out for 2020, but I have not taken a quick look at the most recent production schedule.
I got you. Okay. We got another super chat from Doc Zen. He says, if Bobby dresses up like Baby Yoda.
Come on, I can't wait to see this.
I don't think I can dress up like Baby. I do love me some Baby Yoda, though. Baby Yoda is the cutest. I watched the last episode of The Mandalorian, and it was a good show. Good show. But anyway, Baby Yoda's cool. Can we see the side profile of the Bounty? I don't know if you can see how close up you can see that, but there's kind of a side. Someone requested the side profile. Anthony or Danny's going to help us real quick. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So something to keep in mind that this year or for 2020, you'll see we just have the two releases for Dynamic, the Bounty and the Sergeant, and in previous years we've come out with 3, 4, 5. Man, I think maybe we even came out with 6 discs one year. Based on some of the feedback from retailers, we're really trying to fine tune what we come out with, not have as many new releases in terms of new molds. We know it's a lot to keep up with, and hopefully this year we're just having 2 new discs. That'll be well received from many. We do have a lot of different variations, small batch stuff coming out with different items, especially support items for our team players and some of the events that we're sponsoring or supporting. So yeah, that's that.
Let's see. Someone wants to know, is the municipal course open New Year's Day?
The municipal course is not open. We are trying to communicate with them on getting that in the ground permanent. Been some back and forth stuff on that, but I don't think that'll happen anytime in 2020. But you never know. The country club is open, and you should come play it.
All right, so someone wants some advice from you, some professional advice, Jeremy. How many molds would you consider the minimum to have in your bag? Now, I can't remember who asked this, but maybe they can clarify later. Do you mean, when you say molds, when I think molds, I think a Sergeant is a mold, the Bounty is a mold, but this is 2 molds, right? 2 Sergeants and a Bounty, but this is 3 discs. So I wonder if he's asking how many discs or how many molds, but either way, what's a good answer?
We'll answer both. Now, it's from what I can tell, at the highest level, those players have very few discs in their bag. When you look at a lot of the top performing players, they've got, say they have a Raider and they've got it in 3 or 4 different stabilities, and the same thing. I think Eric Oakley has about 15 felons in his bag. And for me, I typically carry about 16 different discs total, but there are different stabilities of what I am throwing. So I guess I probably carry about 10 different molds with a couple couple stabilities in each of those, and that's probably in a lot of regards too many. But since I don't throw very much anymore, I'll probably knock a few more out of the bag. But yeah, I think it's good. I really rely on just a couple discs for most of my rounds, and the Getaway is my go-to driver off the tee. But yeah,
there you go,
Bobby. How many you got?
I don't. Let me see.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day. I'm really bad because I got to do something. There's a request on the chat. There.
Got it.
Okay. Oop. There. Nope. There. Okay. Nope. There.
Too far away. Too close.
Too close. No. Dude, sideways. So we need the direction. No, it shouldn't be sideways. There we go. Let's try that. Okay. So I'm really bad because I like to try a lot of discs. So I have probably about 16 or 17 discs. Oh, no, yeah, and then I've got a couple Raiders, a few Trespasses, so I try to mix and mingle as far as having multiple molds of each. So we want to say big shout out to $4.99 Nick Pauley, got us a super chat in there, so that'll pay for a Jenny Margarita right there. We appreciate that. All right, so let's get back to our agenda. Looks like we have a lot of cool discs on the way here. Tell us about those discs, Jeremy.
Yeah, we just talked about only coming out with 2 molds for Dynamic. Currently nothing slated for Westside, but working with Nico. You better believe there's going to be some stuff coming out there. Maybe we'll talk about that more in detail here in just a minute. But our Team Series discs, we got a lot of Lucid X stuff coming for either our Team Series or special events. In transit right now, it'll be showing up in about a month. We got the Felon, the Maverick, the Getaway, and these would be the 2020 runs of these for our players. The Verdict, the Sheriff, the EMAC Truth, and I think the Warden is in transit. I know some people have been asking for, all those, but the Lucid X Warden, I think, was something from the last show for Latitude 64. They're 4 Team Series discs. The Pure, the Recoil, the Explorer, and the Fuse. Of course, you guys know the Sapphire's coming out for 2020 for Latitude 64. And then there's also some cool Chameleon and Glimmer stuff that is in transit right now. So there's a lot of fun new releases for the first part of 2020, and I think it's going to be an exciting time to get your hands on some new fun stuff.
Let's get a couple questions in real quick. Any plans on a new overstable putter to replace the Slammer?
Always working on something.
Michael wants to know, why did we decide to release a slightly faster Getaway? Where does this disc excel in comparison to the Getaway?
Man, well, I haven't thrown it enough. I haven't seen it thrown enough, but from what it appears to me is that this disc has, and I think when you saw the flight characteristics where Eric Oakley was throwing it, it is definitely more overstable. It's a little bit faster. It's a little bit sleeker in some regards. It's one of the things. There's not a lot of differences in discs at some point, and it is hard to fill different slots and gaps. But we think that this was a slot that, especially some of the top tier players needed in their bag. That we'll see what 2020 brings with the feedback from the Sergeant.
So someone asked about, is there some exciting stuff for 2020 in Westside Discs? And as I can see, the next thing we have on our agenda, there is some exciting things happening. Talk to us about that, Jim.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of excitement going on with Westside Discs and having Nico LaCastro, jumping on board there. He has got some passion, and I think Westside needed that passion, and I'm really excited to see what Nico's going to bring to the table. We've got some new things in transit. We've been testing some new plastic variations and blends. Nico's got some particular characteristics that he likes, and we think that's awesome. And we're going to try to deliver what we can in transit right now. I think showing up next week, Nico's going to have some new stuff that he's going to be trying out. The BT. Medium hard mix anvil. I think he already had those, so he's tried that out. You might check out his Instagram. I think he's got some video of that. But in transit, showing up very soon, we've got the TPX, so the Tournament X plastic in the Ati, the Longbowman, the Fortress, and the Gatekeeper. A little different plastic blend per Nico's specifications. So we're going to see how those fly. We're going to see what he thinks about those, and dial Nico's bag in for the 2020 season.
Should be.
Go
Go ahead.
Well, and then, we've had a lot of feedback on the Westside backpack.
Okay, what I was going to say is, I didn't know if this was going to talk about, but it was like, we need like breaking news. We needed to make like a graphic with breaking news that says something like "finally here." We finally are going to have it.
Nico keeps sending me messages every day. How can I make this happen quicker? What can I do to speed up the process of the bag? Now it is.
Wait. I think people think when you said it sends you messages every day, people probably think you meant he sends a lot. Knowing Nico, I'm sure he's sending them every day.
Close. He gave me maybe a little break off on Christmas, but it's good. It's good, and I know that he and Taco been talking a whole bunch about what this year's going to bring, and the Westside backpack is something that Nico's passionate about, and we are looking forward to getting that some new steps forward there. So that's that.
Cool. All right, so we have show and tell coming up.
Show and tell, whatever you say.
All right, so Danny, get ready for this angle. All right, so another new bag we have coming out from Dynamic Discs is the Commander Cooler Bag. Now, what's unique about this one is that you have the cooler insert right here in the middle, so you can put yourself. How many?
I look funny on camera, per usual.
I can't believe Jeremy broke to laugh at himself. So anyway, so you can put. Do we know how many we can fit in there?
So we had the Soldier Cooler bag,
right.
And I think we're almost completely sold out of that. I don't think there's intentions to come back out with that because we feel like the disc golf market is shifting towards wanting a backpack bag in most cases. The Cooler Commander. You can carry about 5 discs on each side of the cooler.
Okay.
And then you can throw some discs in the gusseted pockets that most people are familiar with, where most people put their putters and or their go-to discs. And then you can also throw some discs in those side pockets as well. And so, I think the person that's going out having a 6-pack on the disc golf course, probably 10 to 12 discs is probably plenty. And this bag absolutely carries that. If you don't need the cooler, you can pull the cooler out and use it as kind of a traditional Commander backpack bag. So dual purpose, dual function bag, and we are going to have those. The ETA for those is March. So if you know just about anything that we say that is going to show up in March, it's probably going to show up later.
That's another thing about 2019.
Just trying to keep it real.
Right. We like to keep it real on here.
Speaking of another product that just can't come here soon enough, the old Scout basket.
All right. Well, before we talk about that, we're gonna. What I just showed you is a prototypish, so I don't know that there's anything you will notice that it would be different, but the final product may look slightly different, or is that pretty much on target?
It's pretty much on target, except it will not come out in that colorway, so that bag will probably show up pretty soon on the DD Facebook auction page.
Yeah.
But it's going to come out in a deeper gray with some really nice blue accent color to it, blue zippers, and I think it's going to be pretty sharp. Can't wait to see the production run sample.
All right, a quick thank you to Tony De La Luz. Hi guys, I'm going to start my 3rd year of disc golf in Minnesota. My question is, which driver is best to go straight right off the tee pad? P.S. Super Bowl, what is that number? LIV? What is that, Danny? 51? I don't even know what Super Bowl we're on.
49.
Ravens versus 49ers.
Right.
So he's calling the Chiefs out, huh?
So, Tony, thank you so much. That's super cool. 3rd year of disc golf. So,
That's
ultimately.
not 51. That's 50. What is that? I'm sorry. Now it's going to bother me because I'm going to get ripped on the chat. 54. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
A lot of, that sounds about right. So a lot of this really just depends on your skill level and your arm speed. But for a lot of first-time disc golfers, you're going to want to make sure you stick with a fairway driver. And I would absolutely recommend something between either a Maverick and Escape would be the two that I would recommend. If you're throwing over 300 feet, then you're probably going to want to consider something more like the Getaway to be that straight driver off the tee. But you can't go wrong with the Escape. I think the Escape has more glide than any fairway driver out there, and I would give any 3 of those discs a try.
Absolutely. All right, so thanks again there, Tony. So yes, LIV is 54. All right, so
54.
to the Scout basket that you alluded to. And
Yeah,
that,
it's
that
coming.
seems to elude us as well.
It's coming in 2020.
Is that what we're going to talk about?
It's 2020.
2020. Check back in 2020 to see if we have it.
Never a dull moment.
All right.
Last thing, some of the improvements that we were able to do this year that I think are, or for next year, sorry. You're going to start to see some new improvements to dynamicdisc.com, our website. Clay's been working really hard with the developers there. In terms of, I don't know if you've ever tried to order a Dymax disc, a custom Dymax disc, but not a lot of functionality in the way that you order that disc from us. You just pretty much email us back and forth. One of the new improved features is going to include you importing your image on the website, sizing it how you want. That's going to be just a really seamless transition in terms of when you order the disc until you get it, and it's going to look better. It's going to function in a better way, and I'm excited for that to come out. We know that most people shop on their cell phone, and we got some improvements coming to the way that you see dynamic discs on your mobile phone, so be looking for that, and some of those will be coming out sooner than later. The Dymax update, that actually is a pretty intensive process, so that's going to take a little bit longer. And then you're going to see some improved search features and search functions, as well as some individual discs that will be featuring. Usually when you order a MyDy disc from us, I don't know if you get to actually select the image, but some of those things moving forward, you're going to get to see the actual disc that you order.
Yes,
that's it.
Absolutely.
And there's going to be some more stuff, but I'll get into the details on that maybe as those start coming out. What else you got, Bobby?
Well, we got some questions. People wanting to know about some. Where did it go? A Lucid X Enforcer.
Well, we had Lucid X enforcers, and believe it or not, there's not very many people that need a more overstable enforcer. So demand for those was not quite as high as maybe we had hoped. I know that Ricky Wysocki was absolutely loving the Lucid X enforcers that he had in his bag. And if you look around, you'll probably be able to find some Lucid X enforcers somewhere. And there were some fluid enforcers that just showed up in some box, and I know those showed up on the auction page, or they're getting ready to show up on the auction page. So that's kind of fun.
Someone wants us to make a disc cat backpack carrier, so you can bring your cat onto the field or the course.
Just the commander bag works great.
Yeah, you can just put them in there.
Or the Ranger, actually in the top of the Ranger.
Yeah, there's been people that post on Instagram have little pictures of their puppy and stuff on top in the top pocket of the Ranger bag.
Yeah, Spout shows up all the time, right?
Yeah. Let's see. When will we see a DD app? I'm glad you asked, because we actually just put out a Dynamic Discs event app. Right now, it just has the glass blown open in it, but shortly, within the next few weeks, you're going to start seeing the Junior Worlds information on this app, and you're going to see the Texas States on the app. So it's right now it's just an event app, and that's just what we view. It's the same container that we use for Glass Blown Open, the mobile event app, but now it's just going to contain those 3 events in there. So go there and check it out. You can go to iTunes or Google Play and just search Dynamic Discs Events, and it should be able to find that for you.
Can I download that right now, Bobby?
You should have already when I told everybody about it 2 weeks ago.
I can't keep up on everything. Social media.
Okay, so what else? We got any? I think I've missed a few questions, but we'll try to get back to those. So, yes, we made some exciting announcements on our social media that we are going to host Pro Worlds, the PDGA Pro Worlds in 2021. We're super. Oh, there he goes. Yes, he's downloading it now.
I'm catching up.
So get on there if you want to chat with Jeremy, because he'll be on there shortly. We were awarded to be able to host Pro Worlds for 2021, and we are super, super excited about that. I'm going to see a lot of discs come out with that. I'm going to see a lot of information about that. Oh, maybe we could. Oh, no, that's for. Never mind. I was going to say we could put it on the event app, but that's for 2 years. Anyway, we will have 2020 Junior Worlds, but for 2021, Emporia will not be hosting the Junior Worlds. I don't know if we have information of where that is moving to.
Yeah, they are. You know what? I don't know if
You're not allowed to say that already. You slipped up.
Actually, no, that came out, didn't it?
I don't know.
On the PDJ website? Yeah, the announcement came out about 2020.
2021?
weren't 2021 majors announced?
I don't remember.
God, I can't keep up with it all.
We'll
It's getting combined with another event. So the juniors will not have their standalone Junior World Championships for 2021, which does have, some pros and some cons to it. And I guess time will tell as to whether that was something that the juniors felt was a good thing or not. And yeah, that's about all I got on that.
That's all I got. All right, $2 super chat from Forrest. He wants to see a Lucid X Defender.
That sounds stable.
Very stable.
Forrest, how much money you got?
Well, he's got it $2 at least. So. All right. So next up on the agenda, you wanted to talk about You wanted to do a little throwback Monday. It doesn't work very well, but this is Monday, so
yeah, a little throwback. Yeah, the decade. It's pretty incredible to think that we're going on to 2020. And yeah, just looking back 10 years ago at Dynamic Discs, it's easy to think that Dynamic Discs has maybe been a big company for a long time, but it was just 10 years ago, or just a little over 10 years ago, and my wife finally had enough of us and kicked Dynamic Discs out of the basement. There was just a couple employees, and we were selling just a couple discs a day, it seemed. And McCabe had about 10 years ago is when he just graduated from the crooked embroidered hats and misprint T-shirts, because he was out there repping Dynamic Discs and winning a lot of the tournaments that he was playing in. And yeah, here we fast forward to today. We got almost 50 employees, a massive sponsored team, more RVs, and I can even. Somebody asked me how many RVs over Christmas break, how many RVs we have on the road, and I couldn't even answer that. And of course, I thought about it and I figured out the number, but there's a lot of stuff going on. And in 10 years, that's really it's really fun to look back and see that. And I just tell you what, I appreciate everything that you guys, all of our fans, all of our followers do to make sure that we get to keep doing this. And I can't wait to see what the next 10 years is going to bring.
Awesome. All right, next up we want to talk about, speaking of RVs,
we
have Latitude 64 just put out 2 new RVs. One for Tyler Searle, who, how does it best to describe what region he is in?
He's in one of the best regions in the country because it's always sunny in Florida.
Always sunny. Does he stay in Florida or does he go to different?
He's southeast, but he goes all over. He makes a northern tour in the summer, and yeah, I'd call him Ty as the southeast region.
There you go. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. So yeah, he's got a brand new RV. He's going to be out traveling. I'm going to be traveling in it after we go on our cruise here in January, so I'll get to have fun out there. But also Emerson Keith came down to Emporia for a couple of days to pick up his RV that he's going to be taking on tour. And while we talk. Here's Emerson, his RV, a full size. How what's the length on that one?
36 feet.
36 feet. I didn't get a chance to take a look inside, but I'm sure it looks really nice inside. Looks really nice on the outside. Really love the way that graphics turned out. There's Emerson driving it into. Oh no, there he is. Okay, probably doing
one
some
of the
photo
smallest
works,
guys on tour with the biggest RV on tour. Really excited to see Emerson and his family out there next year. Is it that next year or is it this year? I mean, it's like 2 days away.
It's next year.
It's next year.
Technically, it's next year.
Bobby's always right. So yeah, that's really excited to see him out there. Latitude 64 has got some stuff happening.
For sure. So yeah, make sure you look for that on tour. Now, we have our own RV that we have had here in Emporia doing some local stuff, but it looks here from what you have listed here, Jeremy, it's going to be doing a little more traveling.
Yeah, we got a trailer. We're looking. We've been having communities reach out to us, or disc golf promoters, club presidents say, hey, we want to have Dynamic Disc come to your community, and Tyler Searle's out there. Matt Lloyd's out there, Jay Ray's out there, Steve-O and Brad are out there. We've got multiple RVs that are out, but they can't get to every place. And we've had to say no a few too many times to some of these events that would be in the Midwest, where we want to make sure that we can come to your town, we can share the love of disc golf, grow disc golf a little bit, help put on a professional event in coordination with the local club, with the community. So if you're looking for Dynamic Discs to come to your community, reach out to us. Let us know. Let us know what you got in mind, and we are looking to book our 2020 schedule with the Dynamic Discs Emporia RV. But in addition to that, Jay Ray, Ty Searle, Matt Lloyd, they've got flexibility in their calendar. So we got a lot of RVs out there, and we're looking forward to coming to your community.
If you're on Facebook, go to Chasing the Chains on Facebook, and you can kind of keep up with their traveling schedule on there. That's the best place to reach out to them on Facebook Messenger. Yeah. So on the YouTube channel, make sure you are subscribed. We are less than 100 away from reaching our next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. I'm assuming since you're watching this, you are subscribed. But if you are not, shame on you. Shame on you.
Hey, do I need to subscribe?
Yes, probably. Make sure you're subscribed so we can hit the next milestone, which is 45,000 subscribers. And I'll be giving away a Latitude 64 core bag, a golden retriever, and some more discs that I have out of my disc goodie box. So,
and the faster we get there, the more free stuff Bobby gives away.
Stuff I give away. But what we're excited about is on the YouTube channel, the next Physics of Flight from Danny will be coming out. And I was watching him doing some editing, and I saw like some beakers and a little lab behind him. So this one's going to be an interesting one for sure. So make sure you're subscribed so that you are ready for Physics of Flight I guess episode 5. I guess we're calling it episodes. Yeah, episode 5.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Questions.
Did Emerson's RV come with a booster seat from Chaser 90 EK? You're not the only one who's had a similar thought.
Oh gosh. Disc golf instrument live on the road with an audience. That would be kind of cool. We do have a kind of a cool idea we're trying to work out for Glassbone Open. I can't say it because I don't know if it'll work, but we're trying to figure it out. Let's see. Ace Run $9.99. Thanks again for an awesome 2019 DD and DeGam. Thank you so much, Ace Run. Ace Run has been giving us some. Did you know that he gave us $100? What? $99.99 last time. Yeah. So, yeah.
Man.
So make sure you go out to Ace Run Productions on YouTube. Look them up. They're going to do some really cool disc reviews. And, of course, I want to make sure that we have a good relationship with them going into 2020 so we can see some more reviews coming from them on our products. So good stuff from Ace Run Productions.
Thank you, Ace Run.
$2 from Brian Smith. Any plans for an ICE Lucid X Escape?
Yes, there are absolutely ICE Lucid X Escapes. My recommendation would be to reach out to Scott Reek and or Derek Brookard because they've probably got some of them. We did that special run. Right. And or I don't know. They're out there. There's not a whole lot. There was, if you played in the Dynamic Discs Open, I know the players on the amateur side, that was one of the items in the player pack. So you could go through the Dynamic Discs Open amateur registration and know that every one of those AMs got a nice clear Lucid X Escape that looked really cool.
Rising Am Disc Golf has a question. Why was there such a stiffness difference between the early runs of Lucid X this year and the more recent, like the suspects?
I'm always at a loss.
I don't know that that's ever been something that I've heard a lot of people say.
I mean,
I'm not calling you crazy, Rising Am Disc Golf. I'm just saying.
Well,
I hadn't heard a lot of that.
I mean, essentially, like a Lucid. That was the first Lucid X Suspect. So there's no Lucid Suspect to compare it to, or Lucid X Suspect to compare it to. So I don't think that would be a apples to apples comparison because, of course, the flight plate thicknesses are going to be different. Yeah. The rim configuration, all that kind of stuff. In terms of plastic can slightly vary from batch to batch. Latitude 64 orders a tremendous amount at one time, and they put in the same exact specifications, same exact recipe on things. But believe it or not, sometimes what actually shows up could be just 1/10 difference in whatever sort of way, which can change the way that discs mold up, and that's that.
There you go.
Yeah.
A couple of late questions coming in. When is Nico going to do it in the bag? And when is Westside Discs Backbeat, I'm sure he means backpack, going to be released? And WB the Scout Basket ETA?
Well, the Nico's in the bag, or building the bag, is something that's going to be in the works here very soon with the media team.
Yep.
Some of these new discs that are in transit right now, those were per his request and specifications, and so we'll find out which ones make the bag and which ones don't. And the backpack, we're working on it. Nico could not be more excited to get something moving forward there. And then the Scout Basket is it's coming very soon.
Sean says, what about Lucid X Emac Truth?
In transit.
Don't we already have those?
There was a small number done,
okay.
But that is going to be McCabe is switching from the Trespass to the Emac Truth as the Lucid X 2020 disc. So you'll see that coming out in early 2020.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the events we have coming up early on, or that's happening right now and early into January. So as I mentioned before, we have Sailing the Seas with Dynamic Discs. This is where myself, Jeremy, Zach Melton, Tina, and Eric Oakley will be out on a cruise. We have some people that have already signed up. I don't know if you can. I think you can still sign up. I mean, it happens in 2 weeks. I don't know if anybody can plan a vacation like that in 2 weeks, but
2 weeks is about 1.5 weeks more than I typically plan for my vacations.
Okay, so maybe you still can do that. So anyway, we're going to go out there, but if you were unable to go this year, I'm going to be out there capturing all the fun on video. So we'll be releasing that when I get back. But I will also be in the Florida area staying with Tyler as he travels around the Florida area doing some cool stuff with the Oakleys and Zach Melton. Veterans for Vets. This is a really cool event that we have set up for this year. It allows you to be able to get out during the winter months and play a more casual format event. Right now we have 35 events in 22 states. Basically, you gather your friends and you have them sign up to play some disc golf, have a good time, and it goes to a good cause. You pick a local veterans organization, and you donate the proceeds to that organization. We were able to do it here in Emporia, Kansas, and raise about $1,900 for the local VFW post 1980, I think it is. They were very thankful, and it was a really cool experience to be at the VFW to do the award ceremony and see the look on their faces when we were able to give them that $1,900. You can go to veteransforvets.com and get more details on that. The Winter Marksman League is going strong. DynamicDisc.com/WML. I think you still have time if you want to run a Marksman League. Basically, this is a organized way of setting up a putting league in your area with some marksman baskets. We have different packages. If you already have marksman baskets, we have a package. If you need marksman baskets, we have a package for that. We also have some special moonshine discs that you can get those as a TD. We are using the UDisc app to score those and for TDs to keep them organized. You can see how you compete against your putting league, or you can see how you compete against people all over the world using the UDisc app. Again, get more information on that at dynamicdisc.com/WML.
There are 94 total leagues registered, signed up right now, which is awesome. 0 in Oklahoma.
What?
1 in Texas. I'm speechless.
I thought they said God bless Texas. Not anymore.
What? Oh.
Anyway, so, and of course, our big event of the year that had the largest. I don't know what I'm saying. It was
largest turnout.
Largest turnout. That's
largest number of competitors. So much fanfare.
That's the glass blown open. Speaking of 10 years ago, in 2009, I drove out to Emporia, Kansas, surprised Jeremy, and did some video work and some photo work for an event out here in Emporia, Kansas. Slept in my car, and to come to find out that it was the Glass Blown Open of 2009. So the Glass Blown Open always is something very special in my heart as far as disc golf media. But anyway, the Glass Blown Open for 2020 is going to be an amazing event. I can't tell you everything we have planned because some of the stuff are still in the works, but we have so much planned for the competitors, for spectators, for family. The entire week of GBO is, we like to dub it GBO week because there's so much to do and so many activities for you to create your own GBO moment.
Come on. Come see us.
GlassBoneOpen.com. I'm throwing a blank here. We should add some margaritas.
We got
GlassBoneOpen.com is where you need to go to get yourself registered.
I feel like we have too many websites. And I'm
oh, guys, if you only knew how many .coms we own.
Clay finally had enough, and he put his foot down and said, "This is ridiculous. Which ones do you want to cut?" And
we have so many .coms.
We cut
just in case.
We cut like 12 of them. I feel like it was a good day in Clay's heart. So last call for questions, and let's wrap this up. Huh?
Someone said something about Tyler Buckley doing something at GBO. I don't know if we can do anything. How official we could do something with Tyler Buckley. Do you think we get Tyler Brickley? Oh, he's going to be mad at me. He's going to use that accent to get mad at me. To vlog his GBO experience. We'll have to talk to Tyler, see if he can do that for us. Let's see. Bria Disc Golf is running 2 C tiers at GBO. Nice, thank you. That's awesome. Bobby, you're whoa, okay. We will not say that on the air, Moses. Okay, I appreciate you, I guess. Any other questions we got before we wrap this up?
I'm just going through it.
That's your cue, Jeremy, to say something.
That's all. I'll tell you what, guys. Hard to believe that 2020 is just around the corner.
We should rehearse these.
So 2019 is it's in the history books for the most part. Again, thank you guys for everything. We love what we do every day. Getting up and working in the disc golf world is something that all of us here really appreciate, really love doing. And we just really want to continue to grow disc golf. Encourage you to grow disc golf yourself. If you haven't taken somebody out to play that's new to disc golf in 2019, you still got we'll call it 2 days left, maybe only 1 day left. So take somebody out new, grow this game, grow this sport. Know that we're always working on something. We appreciate your support.
One more good question. Will the cooler part of the new Commander bag be sold separately? I already have a Commander bag and would like to get the cooler part for my bag. So the cooler part there is a little bit of difference as far as the height of the Commander bag. So a separate cooler component would not work in a regular Commander bag. Also, I believe it attaches, right?
Yeah, it attaches.
Yeah, there's like a Velcro attachment, so it wouldn't work with a regular Commander. So
we did process that, and we felt like it was too weird to have a really small cooler in the Commander bag. That's why it's taller. And yeah,
there you go. Oh, Ace Run with another super chat. Their review of the Fusion Suspect is up on their channel. That is Ace Run Productions. If they get 100 likes on it, they will give that disc away. So make sure you go check out that.
Boom. Very cool. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Cool. All right. That's it.
You're awesome, Bobby.
Also, always working on something, guys. We are super excited about GlassBone Open. We're going to go ahead and let you guys out with a promo from GBO so you can get hyped, just as hyped as we are. Thanks, guys.